class. It's Professor Taylor and Blue. Blue, make eye contact. Say hi. We're working on this. But I just wanted to wish you a happy group project Workday. I'm excited to see what you come up with. I have a few quick notes that I'll list for you in the remainder of the video, but I'm excited to see what you come up with for our first round of group projects on our next class day. Right, so I just have 4 quick notes to give you, and then I'll let you get back to working on your group project Workday. So if you go into Student Resources and then Group Presentation PowerPoint, you'll see the following interpersonal concept assignments. So we talked about this in our last class. But I just wanted to note that your job here is to focus in on a specific notion and a specific context. So if I'm in group 1 and we decided to do our presentation on self-disclosure, that's the broad interpersonal concept assignment. So that's not the assignment here. You need to focus in on a specific notion and give it specific context. I already know group 1's not doing this. They're focusing in, as they should be, on a specific notion and a specific context. So I gave you a few examples here in the paragraph below. My second note is on this document that I put in, Group Project Role Allocation Examples. So as adult learners, you can decide how you want to divvy up the roles and responsibilities, but I've provided you with a document just in case you want an example of how past groups have divvied up the roles and responsibilities in the past. So for example, this group had 5 people in the group. They decided to divvy up their slides, design, and research amongst 4 people, and then the 5th person they decided would do the final edits and then design the title and reference page. So that's one way you can do it. Another example is that this group had persons 1 and 2 only do the design for slides 1 through 4 and then 5 through 8, and then the researcher person 3 was the researcher for slides 1 through 4, and they put the research citations on the reference page. And then person 4 did that for, this should say slides 5 through 8. And then person 5, they had do the final etiquettes, oh my goodness, the final edits and the APA formatting compliance. They made sure that all of the slides were APA formatted. They had the parenthetical or in-text citations on the slides, and then the final reference page was in APA format. So like I said, you decide how you want your group to work together, but these are just some quick examples of that. All right, so another file that I've just put on here is the sample group project. Before I get to that though, let me note, this is my third note, that I had originally said that the files are required in PowerPoint, but after talking to Ms. T, it seems like the best option for you is that your final project is actually in Google Slides, and that you share the Google slide with Ms. T. So on the day of your presentation, you can just pop up there and present using Google Slides. This isn't the technology that's usually in my room at, let's say, Mesa College or something, but I think that this is going to work the best for this assignment. So I'll change this here to read Google Slides. All right, so my fourth note was on the sample project. So if you pull up the sample group project, this is a sample of a group project someone has done in the past. It's a really large file, so it might take a minute to download. So here's the example for you. And if you go into presentation mode here, slideshow mode, it's going to have the voices of the students.
Conversational narcissism. How to avoid it in yourself and others. So, what is conversational narcissism?
All right, so I'll let you go through that yourself. I did want to point out some things this group did really well that I really liked, and other things that this group could have been better at. So first of all, I really like the great content focus. So this group was under the listenings, under interpersonal concepts, and they focused it in how to avoid conversational narcissism. So conversational narcissism is a big thing that we all deal with. None of us want to appear as a narcissist. We all want to listen better. We all want to be able to converse better, to build better relationships. So this group did a really good job making this important to their audience. So one thing I did not like, though, and if you go through some of these, you'll see that not all of them, but some of them just read off of the slides. We know by now the audience can read. It's not ever going to be a good presentation if you're reading off of your slides. You want to design your slide with minimal text and imagery so that people are focusing on what you say and not trying to read these slides. And they had a few good ones in here. Like this is an example of a good slide. You see how it balances image with quick bulleted points. And then there's a lot more said in this than is on the slide. So that would be a better thing to focus on. And then this group, if you go through it, you'll notice different voices. So remember, there shouldn't be one person that is talking in your group. It needs to be well balanced. So each person in your group needs to have a turn to talk, and it needs to be well balanced. So if you want to see how I will grade you, the group presentation PowerPoint rubric is right here. So you can go through this and make sure, some of this needs to change. You can go through this and make sure that you're hitting all of the 100% before you get up there to talk. Make sure it's formatted APA, the communication concept is thoroughly explained, and the group delivery. So PowerPoint, it is still at 8 to 10 slides, not 12 to 18, so I'll change that. But the rest is the same. 3 scholarly sources, and 2 of the sources need to be scholarly. 1 can be popular. So again, if you have any questions, I am available via email, and I'm looking forward to seeing what your group comes up with.